Welcome to the Think Small podcast, hypergrowth for small businesses. So, what's slowing you down?
Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob Godlewski with the Think Small podcast. And today, our guest is Alan Ellahham at Strong Landscaping in Houston, Texas. Alan, thanks so much for joining us on the Think Small podcast.
Thanks so much for having me, Rob.
Absolutely. So, Alan, first, tell us a little bit about the business. It looks like you're a high-end landscaping and yard services company that it really has some gorgeous pictures of your work on your website. I wish our audience can see it as we speak, but tell us a little bit about the business.
Yeah, so Strong Landscaping is a premier boutique landscaping services company in Houston, Texas. We're focused on creating outdoor experiences that give our clients beautiful, functional spaces to gather, celebrate, relax, and really make memories, right? We're not really selling the yard mowing. We're selling that we can create spaces that our clients can make memories in and enjoy for years.
Right. So Alan, how long have you been with the business and before then, how did you get into this line of work?
Yeah, so great question. I have been with Strong Landscaping for about 6 years now. Prior to this and what I call my prior life, I was in consulting. I did mergers and acquisitions, and so I was focused
Wow.
helping my clients buy and sell companies. So have a broad array of experiences in seeing how companies operate and what's important for company success. And so during COVID, I had the opportunity to step back from that and really come join Strong Landscaping to grow the company and also improve the company operationally. Um, prior to me joining, it was definitely a successful company, but it was more focused on just design and installation. So they would design and install the landscape, but there wasn't really that continued ongoing relationship with the client.
Oh, interesting. So you brought then into the business an idea of continuing that relationship with that client and maybe doing some ongoing maintenance of the features and lifestyle experience that you just installed.
Yes. And so it really gives our clients the opportunity to really protect their investment. A lot of people make large investments in landscaping and other outdoor features, but then if you don't put the money in to maintain it, then you're just letting your investment deteriorate. I kind of analogize it to a car, right? You buy a really nice car, but then you still have to change the oil and rotate the tires and do all these things that allow your investment in this very nice car to last you for years to come. And so it's very similar to how we treat landscaping, right? It's an investment that you make in your property, and it's really an investment that you're making in your lifestyle and your family's opportunity to have experiences outdoors that needs to be maintained in order for you to really get a return on that investment.
So I can imagine that approach to your clients and customers might have been, kind of a new idea, right? An ongoing maintenance plan that goes along with the beautiful landscaping you just installed. But Alan, I can also imagine that this was a bigger change management issue internally for the company because they had never sold an ongoing service like this. So a couple questions. How were you able to integrate this new extended service offering into the business, and how has it worked? How are sales results been because of it?
Yeah, so it was actually fairly easy to integrate it into the business because it's something that our clients really wanted, right? They're
Oh,
spending money on a professional landscape company, and then it's really hard to find a good, reputable company to maintain what was put in. and their chuck in a truck um, weekly lawn service just wasn't maintaining their investment in a manner that was keeping them happy. And so we really changed the mind shift of our company that we want our clients to just be able to enjoy their outdoor spaces and not have to worry about making sure that Chuck is pulling weeds and making sure that everything's trimmed and fertilized appropriately. And so
Mm-hmm.
developed this like customizable maintenance plan that really just puts your outdoor spaces on autopilot and lets them really enjoy their space and not have to worry about the day-to-day maintenance of the space.
So your offering for that then is the maintenance of the live landscaping, but also the hardscapes, right? The
Yeah.
the
So all of the
patios, the
hard
pavers, the brickwork, or anything else that you've done that isn't living.
Yeah, so all of the hardscapes, water feature maintenance. We also do, pressure washing of the
Mm.
house and exterior cleaning of the windows. So really, we're just trying to help them be able to walk outside and feel like they're almost at a resort, enjoying their pool, enjoying their family, and not having to worry about, oh, I need to call X, Y, and Z company to get my driveway pressure washed. And then I also need to call
Right.
another
Right.
company to have my windows cleaned. And so our goal is to really be the one-stop shop to keep your outdoor spaces looking great.
Oh, even areas of the home that you didn't really touch in the first place, like you just mentioned, driveways and windows.
Right. Yeah. And
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah, basically everything outside of pools will maintain and make sure is looking great. And we have recommended pool partners that we
Oh.
recommend, so we can help manage that relationship as well.
So for a new idea, for the business to create this new revenue stream, tell me how it worked. What's I can imagine that 6 years ago when you came to Strong Landscaping, the the revenue from this effort was basically zero, but where is it now?
Yeah. So great
As a
question.
percentage of your total sales?
Yeah, so one of the primary reasons we wanted to create this service line in our business, right, is to create that recurring, predictable cash flows. So
Of course.
we completely changed our operating model, going from a project-based business where you're always having to make sure you have a pipeline full of projects to a business where we have that pipeline of projects that then will lead to recurring revenue dollars. And so since inception of that, we've continued to grow our offerings. So first, when we started, it was just really focused on the landscape and things that we did install. And then we've continued to grow the business to where today it is about 55% of our business. And that is recurring business that we know will be there next year. And it really created the catalyst for growth in the company because not only are we starting a relationship, we're continuing that relationship with our clients.
Well, Alan, I know you know this because you've executed it, but the easiest place to get new revenue is from your current customers. It's a lot easier to do that than it is to go find a brand new customer. So kudos to you for executing this effort. That's fantastic. That's a higher percentage of total revenue than I thought you were going to say. So well done.
Yeah, and one saying that we have around our company is a customer buys from you once and a client buys from you for a lifetime. And so our goal is to turn our customer that we do design and installation with into a client that is going to be with us for a lifetime.
I have a feeling that comes from your former life in consulting where yes, you and I were both dealing with client relationships now, and yeah, I totally understand that. So that's a big change, right? Going from consulting in the M&A world, in the mergers and acquisitions world, to running a landscaping company. How did that change come about, and how did you get, connected with this? Was this one of your clients?
No, so Strong Landscaping wasn't one of my clients. For me, it was a personal decision whenever we were in COVID and I had been doing M&A and consulting for over 15 years. I
Mm-hmm.
had a son who at the time was 3.5, 4 years old, and I took the opportunity to say, okay, well, I'm done living my life with a suitcase ready to go in my car. I
Yeah.
want to be present. I want to be involved in my son's life while I'm still cool. And now that he's almost 10 now, um, I'm becoming less cool. And so I had those years of, hey, dad's still cool and I want to hang out with him. Um, and so I wanted to take the opportunity to um, take advantage of that. And so this opportunity was a great fit for my life at the spot I was in.
That's awesome. And that's the best reason to make a big career change, right? Is for a personal one. And trust me, I'm the father of two older boys, or young men now. You become cool again pretty soon, so don't worry about it.
All right, I have something to look forward to.
So Alan, tell me about, it sounds like you've instituted this new revenue stream into the business since joining. But did the business have any periods of down sales or periods of contraction, and trying to maybe figure out, oh gosh, what do we do here? Talk to us about that time, and whether you were there or not, how the business kind of managed through that period.
Yeah, so for us, we believe that we're actually in that period right now. Um, for
Oh,
most home services companies, um, COVID was great. I came on during COVID. It was a
yes, it
great
was.
opportunity because everyone was at home. And
Right.
so their outdoor spaces became really important because they wanted to be able to get their kids out of the house for a little bit. And so that period of time was very profitable for the company. It allowed us to scale pretty quickly. And so right now, with the economic conditions and the war in Iran, we're noticing that a lot of our clients that are tied to oil and gas and other large industries are less willing to make that investment in their house
Yeah.
at this point in time. And so for us, what's really sustaining the company is that recurring maintenance business that we do have, because we've scaled it to a point where it's covering our fixed overhead expenses. It's allowing us to still make strategic marketing investments, and it's putting
Hmm.
us in a position to where even though the phone isn't ringing as much, we can increase our marketing spend to help mitigate some of that economic downturn. And so it's been an interesting period for us. We have lots of team meetings about it because historically, about 85 to 90% of our business came with zero marketing. It came from us putting our yard sign in the property we're working on, and then referrals. And so while we're still seeing calls from that, um, people are less self-motivated right now to spend money on those things that aren't necessary.
Hmm.
And so we're getting lots of calls on, I need my grass cut, but we're getting less calls on, I want to transform my front and backyard. And
Right.
so by having that maintenance business, it's allowed us to be more flexible and more nimble and still maintain our staffing levels and everything to where when we do see a turnaround, and in the spring and summer months, we naturally kind of see an uptick. We're not in a position where we can't fulfill those calls.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well, I certainly hope that your, as you call it, strategic marketing efforts are helping you kind of keep those, contractionary wolves at bay for the moment and help bring you in some new business. But I totally get the oil and gas impact of the area you're serving. You service basically the greater Houston, Texas area. And that's an area that is definitely relies on the oil and gas industry a lot. So I can see where that, you know, from a regional perspective, that definitely is affecting your current revenue. So
Yes.
tell us then about, a time of taking the business through a period of rapid expansion. And it was probably that period when you joined and started this effort to engage with ongoing recurring revenue from services business after the project is installed. It and maybe that's the case. If you have another example, fire away. But tell us about a time when rapid expansion, brought some different and unique challenges.
Yeah, no, I mean, I definitely think when I joined the company, that is the biggest example in our history. And what made it interesting, right, is we are expanding and growing in a time when procurement and logistics became really difficult. And so we had to be very strategic on our design and installation side on managing the pipeline, managing procurement, and making sure that we had the materials that we need so we can execute the project. So for us, it wasn't a we don't have business during COVID, is we have business. We just need to make sure that we can get the materials to
For
perform
sure.
our work.
Yeah, I'm speaking to a lot of different business leaders from various industries, and they're all kind of saying the same thing. When you see yourself getting into a period of rapid growth, the first thing you need to do is align the supply chain. And and I think that might be an easy place to not focus immediately, but the people who've been through it, like yourself, you absolutely had to do that. Focus on the supply chain because if you can't get the live products and the hardscaping and the water maintenance products that you need, the piping and everything else, then you can't install the project.
That's right. And
So,
that definitely was a problem. And so we just had to double down on our internal procedures and processes and also invest money in maintaining inventory that we never really had to maintain.
mm,
So it was a slight mind shift in the company to make sure that we had those parts on hand so we could complete projects.
right. So I see on your website that most of your work seems to be residential in nature. Is there a commercial component to your business as well?
So we're very strategic on our commercial projects. So we view our commercial projects as an opportunity to display and showcase our work, almost as a marketing opportunity, because then there is discussion about, hey, who did your landscaping? And so a lot of our commercial projects are either focused around boutique retail locations,
Okay.
restaurants and bars. And then we also have done several nonprofit projects that are passion projects for us. Most recently, the Ronald McDonald House in Houston, where we can showcase our work and use it as an opportunity to potentially get additional work.
Interesting. Interesting. I can imagine that maybe some corporate campuses might be a potential avenue for you in that, with lots of employees coming into work, they could see your work and get some referrals from there. Not sure if you've gone down that route yet.
So we have explored that route. The issue that we find with large corporate campuses is they're focused on putting in landscaping and a product that is maintenance free or low maintenance. And so it's really hard to bring that like boutique artistic aspects that we're known for. And so
Oh,
that's
okay.
why we have focused on kind of higher end home goods stores, higher end like retail clothing stores, places where our clients are frequenting often, to where they see that and we're refreshing it every quarter and with our maintenance plans. And so every time they come back, they're getting a different taste and flavor for the different season. And that is where we find that we get a good amount of work from that.
Well, that's a great perspective, right? Just as a specialty retailer or boutique retailer needs to update their clothing with the seasons, you can do the same thing with your landscaping, and then their customer gets a whole new experience
That's right.
inside and out of the store.
Right.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, that's great. So, what does the next 3 to 5 years look like? Do you think for strong landscaping?
Yeah, so that's a great question. We were actually just starting our 5-year plan for our next 5 years. And the way we've had significant growth since COVID, and we've kind of hit a little bit of a plateau, primarily economic situation. Primarily, we're getting to a point where we have to make strategic shifts internally. And so we're looking at different opportunities. Is that expanding our service area? Is that providing new offerings? One focus that we are planning on taking is focusing more on water conservation and
Hmm.
also managing the home as a whole and detecting water leaks. And so in Texas, we've recently had lots of freezes during our winter, which is definitely not normal. And so, particularly in irrigation systems, a lot of times you'll have a leak, but you don't know you have that leak because everything's underground. And that leak might start off as a slow hairline crack in a pipe, and you don't know it's there until we get to summer, and then the pipe shifts
Oh,
either
yeah.
due to lack of rain or roots coming towards it. And so that leak just continues to grow in your landscape without you even knowing. And so one of the things we're focused on now is with our irrigation systems and potentially on the home main line coming in, the main water line, is putting flow sensors. And so we will be able to monitor for our clients the amount of water they use as a whole, and also monitor any abnormal usages that we notice. For example, at night, if we're still getting water flowing when most people are asleep, there is potential that we have an irrigation or a leak inside the house.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, but that's still, a newer revenue stream with your existing customers and clients. So
Right.
that makes a ton of sense. Um, so that's really interesting. Well, listen, I first of all, I think I hope this period of slowed growth for you is short-lived. And I think that your long-term, your at least your 5-year plan of expanding services with your existing customers makes a lot of sense. So wish you the best of luck on that. Alan Ellahham with Strong Landscaping. Thank you so much for your time today on the Think Small podcast.
Yes, it was great to be here, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Welcome to the Think Small podcast, hypergrowth for small businesses. So, what's slowing you down?